Hi, I'm Cathlyn Choi, a Korean chef now living in the US. My passion is creating healthy and delicious foods using some of my favorite Korean ingredients. Join me in learning about Korean foods, ingredients, and culture. Next on Cathlyn's Korean Kitchen. Today I'll be making a popular Japanese-inspired dish called Ton Katsu, pan-fried pork cutlets served with homemade sweet and tangy katsu sauce, mashed sweet potatoes, and mixed green salad. We'll need to marinate the pork for at least 15 minutes, so let's get started on this part first. For the marinade, I'm going to mix some olive oil, about 2 ounces, a little cooking wine, a dash of salt, a teaspoon of fine black pepper, a dash of garlic powder. Mix it all together. I have 4 pieces of thinly sliced pork loin. You don't want to cut all the way through the meat. Just gently score it like this. I'm doing this to allow the marinade to penetrate in between the meat. And in another bowl, I'm going to make my orange and sesame balsamic vinaigrette dressing for my spring mixed green salad. First, 2 heaping tablespoons of balsamic vinaigrette, a teaspoon of fine black pepper, tablespoon of sesame oil. And I have half an orange here for a little acidity and sweetness into the bowl. It's always better to use natural sweetness from the fruits. That's it. This is my dressing. There are a couple of things I'm going to cut up for the salad. I'm going to chop up some fresh cilantro, one of my favorite herbs of all times. And I'm going to toss in some shredded carrots, dried cranberries, and half a Fuji apple, one of my favorite fruits. Here's a few pieces of sweet potato that are pre-cut and cooked. I've steamed them so they're pretty soft, or you can put them in the microwave. All I'm going to do is put them in the blender with half a cup of milk and a teaspoon of salt. It's way healthier compared to regular mashed potatoes and very tasty. Here's the mise en place for the pork cutlets before they go into the skillet. Half a cup of tempura flour, half a cup of breadcrumbs, egg wash, and we have some olive oil for the frying. We'll add the 1/4 cup of olive oil. First, coat the marinated pork with the flour on both sides, and then the egg wash, and lastly, the breadcrumbs. Since the pork is only about a 1/4 inch thick, it won't take too long for it to cook. Probably about 2 minutes on each side. Now we'll flip them over. I believe the katsu is done. You don't want to get it too dark. And here's some pre-made katsu sauce, a great accompaniment to the pork cutlets. Basically, I made it with apple puree mixed with some rice vinegar, tomato paste, garlic powder, black pepper, and I boiled the mixture in a saucepan for about a minute. A very quick, simple, and tasty sauce for the Ton Katsu. What I like to do is just cut it in strips so it's easier to eat. It's still very hot, but as you can see, the pork is cooked to perfection.
And as for the spring salad mix, I'll add some dried cranberries and a little bit of almond accents. My orange and sesame balsamic vinaigrette dressing. Smells really good. The combination of balsamic vinaigrette, the sesame oil, and the orange. Yum. This is one of my favorite salads. And to this, the pork cutlets. The pork katsu is cooked to perfection. It's crispy on the outside, but the meat's very tender and juicy on the inside. And the combination of breadcrumbs and egg really enhances the flavor of the cutlets. And the mashed potatoes are like dessert for me. It's creamy and sweet with a little hint of salty flavor. They go hand in hand with the pork cutlets. Yum!